Fat Joe rips foundational black Americans, calls them broke and black racists. Not backlash, but blacklash ensues. Let's get on into this article. And before we do, please like and subscribe the information. Please do not forget to do that. It's very important. I'm not asking for economic donations, but I am asking for likes and subscriptions and the sharing of information. Let's get right on into this right now, family. So Fat Joe has proven to be an open, obese op to the community time and time again. In this last rant and rave that he has gone under on the Math Hoffa's My Expert Opinion podcast, and we have some words from Math Hoffa as well. We're going to get into Math Hoffa as well, but first let's get right on into Fat Joe and the things which he was spewing from that fat, lying Latino mouth of his. Spilling lies, because he's not Latino, he's a Latino. He's a white Latino. Fat Joe had some choice words about the foundational black Americans, which Joe referred to as foundational black authority, as a guest on Math Hoffa's popular My Expert Opinion podcast. Before we go into, let's break this down. What is a foundational, or who are the foundational black Americans? Now, the foundational black Americans is not a group. This is not a movement. This is, in fact, a lineage. Look up the word lineage, and the root word of lineage is the word line. And that word line is a line of one's ancestors. So we're talking about foundational black Americans. There are 45 million, about 45 million of them in America. They are indigenous to America. They are the people, their lineage is responsible for the construction, the infrastructure, economic, and the physical infrastructure, the building of it, and the conception of America, the foundational black Americans. So we talk about people who come later, European immigrants. You have such men like Rockefeller, Rothschilds, those guys, Carnegie and Mellon. They did not build America. They built on top of America. Understand? In the later 1900s, they built on top of America. The economic foundation, the economic infrastructure of America was established by these black Americans who have the lineage of freedmen. That's who Joe was talking about. But in his conversation with Math Hoffa, he conflates them. He begins to single-handedly pull out some black people as if they are not a part of the entire group, the entire lineage. So he says right here, in a clip released on Saturday, December 21st, Joe called the organization, once again, it's not an organization. See that? See how to go? To be very, very clear, it's not an organization. It is a tribe or a lineage. Understand? So when you talk about the Haitians or the Jamaicans or the Japanese or any group of people who have a country, that have a culture, that have undergone an ethnogenesis, you're talking about black Americans in the same light, in the same conversation. No, technically they don't have a country, but they did establish and they founded America. That makes them indigenous to America. You can't deport them nor transport them anywhere else outside of America. They're the only black people that cannot be deported. These FBAs, foundational black Americans. No, all 45 million black Americans do not classify themselves as FBAs, but their lineage notes, their lineage dictates, their lineage says what they are. You can't escape it. And so what happens is this particular unique lineage of America, they have undergone an ethnogenesis, similar to the Haitians and Jamaicans, similar to any other group of people throughout the black diaspora. But we don't call Jamaicans African Jamaicans. We don't call Haitians African Haitians because of the ethnogenesis that they went through. So we call them Haitians, we call them Jamaicans, rightfully so. But when it comes to black Americans, we have different terms and words for them, and they're not properly identified. Dr. Claude Anderson made this very clear. He called us Native Black Americans. Native Black Americans or foundational Black Americans are one and the same. They note that what they're saying is those terms are talking about people who are non-immigrants. These are the people whose ancestral lineage were all birthed in America. They have no immigrants in their family. They were all birthed in America. That's the lineage in which Joe is attacking unknowingly, because he's talking about the FBAs being an organization, being a group of people within Black America. No, no, sir. The foundational Black Americans, they are Black America. Whether all Black Americans recognize it or not, your lineage is foundational to this country. Understand? Black Americans can be summed up very simply, very simple. They are a combination of the original people of this land, the Aztecs, the Mayas, and also the other 1,200 black tribes that was here. Yes. 1,200 black tribes was here, documented by men such as the German von Wutenhau, documented by men such as Dr. Chancellor Williams, documented by men such as Ivan van Sertima. Okay? You have all types of scholars noting who was here before the European invasions. After the European invaders come, they implemented the institution of chattel slavery. They rounded up the Moors, rounded up the black original people of this land, and they even transported some Africans over. And then they all got meshed in together, creating an ethnogenesis. That is what the foundational Black American is, or the native Black American is, or the black non-immigrant of America is. All one and the same. What Joe is trying to do is he's trying to pull out a few Black Americans out of the lineage and now report to them, or report as if they are a group. No, they're not a group. They're not a group. It's a lineage. Now let's continue reading on what Joe was talking about here. He says, it's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, that don't want to hear Guyanese, that don't want to hear a black guy not down with them. So their job is to criticize anybody who doesn't like them, who ain't Black American. That's not true, but we're going to continue on. The FBA, however, these broke beep beep is I'm just keeping it a buck, and their mission is to attack everyone on Twitter. Joe is openly butt sore about some of the members of the lineage, like Tariq Nasheed and others, calling him out, calling out the fake and phony Black and Brown alliance, calling out the fake and phony Black and Brown creation of hip-hop. They brought receipts in the documentary Microphone Check. It's out right now on Amazon. I believe it's a bestseller. They documented this. They showed that the creation of hip-hop, which is now the #1 genre in the world of music, was created specifically and solely by Black Americans, by these foundational Black Americans. There was no help involved. Even the creation and the construction of America, there was no help involved. And this is what Joe is trying to do. He's trying to revise and to rewrite history. Fat Joe proceeds to describe the organizational leader. See, that's the whole point, right? See that? There's no leader, family. A lineage does not have a leader. It's impossible. Understand? It's not an organization, it's not a group. It's a lineage. And a lineage, as I said, the root word in lineage is line. It notes one's ancestral line, or their ancestors through a course of time. FBAs, or Black Americans, can trace their lineage or their ancestral line back damn near 16 generations. 99% of the people on earth cannot do that. Let me continue reading on. Do you see who runs them? See that? How do you run a lineage? See how he's conflating issues which he does not know. Yo, man, you got to be effing kidding me. So they trying to change the narrative because they're not from New York. Stop right there. See that? See, I'm not from New York, but I'm in New York a lot. And New York gives me a lot of love, from the people of the Dominican Republic to the Puerto Ricans to the blacks to Jamaicans. Oh, I get a lot of love in New York City. And Barr got love for New York City, but I gotta break this down proper though. I gotta break this down. You fat little bastard. Listen, nigga. See, you talking about the narrative of New York? No. We talking about the narrative of America, nigga. You understand? It's a big difference. I ain't worrying about the narrative of no goddamn New York. I'm worrying about the narrative of America. Because the narrative of America has been controlled and formulated and founded by these people you call them broke. Now, if they so broke, I got a question for you also. Where do you stand, you little lying white Latino? Well, you ain't little, you was obese, you was an obese nigga. Where do you stand on reparations? Where do you stand on black reparations for these so-called broke FBAs you talking about? Where do you stand on that? Because they are still due a severance check and a severance package. And let's be 100% clear. See, that 14th Amendment, the 14th Amendment is now being analyzed by Trump's administration, because they understand, and I agree with Trump on this. I don't agree with everything Trump does, but I agree with this. The 14th Amendment was created by black Americans who created America. That 14th Amendment allowed immigrants, brown, black, yellow, even white immigrants, to come to America, because black Americans was fighting for that. So, fat boy, you would not even have your fat ass in this country if it was not for these FBAs, for these foundational black Americans, through that 14th Amendment, which is now currently being examined to be taken off the board. I have no problem with that, because it has been completely abused. Understand? It's been completely abused. The white power structure system, they said to themselves, okay, black America, we're going to let some foreigners in. We're going to let some foreigners come on in. And they allowed white, lying, fat, obese Latinos like you into the country. And then you tether on to us, make yourself a little popular, get a little buzz, get hot. And then in your older days, you begin to show your true tether colors. This is all that's going on, family. That's why I say he's an open, obese op. He has shown himself time and time again. Understand? So let's take a look at this real fast. And be mindful, he was on the Math Hoffa. See, Math Hoffa was up there, Kai and Kikian. See, Math Hoffa is the type of black New Yorker that was on the train that day with Daniel Penny. You hear me? You hear what I said? I repeat, I said Math Hoffa is not my type of black American. Again, against Joe, an ex-user tweeted, he ain't lying though. Like in a balls as it gets on every level. And I don't agree on, in March to FBA beat, they called me an immigrant or a tether, because you probably were. And I don't even know what the F that even means. I'll explain what a tether is. A tether is an anti-black immigrant. You can be an anti-black immigrant is a tether. You can be black, you can be brown, yellow, or white. It does not matter. But you're an immigrant in America, and you have resentment towards the black Americans. That is what makes you a tether. Are all immigrants coming to America tethers? No, because all black immigrants do not have, or should I say all immigrants do not have anti-black resentment. Okay, that's how we define a tether. So they called you a tether. You was up there probably doing some janky stuff like Math Hoffa, laughing at lying, fat, obese Latinos. He suffers from diabetes. You hear me? He's suffering from diabetes. He's so goddamn fat. He needs to come to this channel, sit his fat ass down, and begin to juice. See, once that gut goes down, which is the stomach, that's your second brain. Once that second brain begins to get drained from all the excess waste, now you can begin to think more clearly. Take a look at what some of the comments were made as we begin to close down this video. He grew up around us, wanted to be us, became wealthy, cosplaying as one of us, and now wants to talk sick, just like his ancestors. Ooh, wow. It's like y'all copied us. You didn't create shit, fat hoe. Heard he has an album coming out. Boycott that trash. I co-sign that. Who, according to you, wants to be like y'all? Someone repeat. I beg to differ. As FBAs are pulling away and minding our own business, I've noticed other groups are starting to notice this and are panic-stricken, as one commenter said. Come on, Joe, are you serious? That fucker is whiter than Mr. Rogers. They going in. They going in. That fat fucker is whiter than Mr. Rogers. Spicy mayor. Puerto Ricans are black, though. No, they're not. They do not identify as black. Let's be clear. Mac Anthony. Puerto Ricans, 80% of the Puerto Ricans on the island of Puerto Rico do not identify as black. Now, we're talking about Brazil. That's something different. Brazil is something different. But no, not here. Not here. Not in Puerto Rico. Don't go there. Don't go there. Fuck Fat Joe. I don't know much about the FBA, but I'm proud. But I'm a proud Haitian from Florida. Good, you should be a proud Haitian. So if they can't fuck with me off the strength of that, when we both black too, then fuck the FBA in all caps. I could really talk my shit. I know my history. Good, I have no problem with that. You have a lineage of your own. Um, no, I'm not going to rock with you because you're black. No, I'm not. I'm gonna straight with you. I'm a black American. It's because you got black skin, don't mean I'm gonna rock with you. It's too many black tethers walking around. Understand? If you a black Haitian and you cool with me and you cool with my people, then we cool. But if you got disrespect for my people, then I ain't got no respect for you. I'm not gonna rock with you. It's just that simple, family. So I shout out to who said that. J.O. family. See that right there, J.O. family? Yeah, I don't know much about the FBI. I'm telling you FBI, who FBAs are. FBA is not a group, it's a lineage. The 45 million black Americans in America are FBAs, whether they recognize it or not. Black people, black Americans, went through an ethnogenesis. They are a newly created people. That's who FBAs are. So you got a bunch of people walking around in black America, they don't call themselves FBAs, but if you ask them, is your lineage of freedmen, yes or no, and they say, yes, my lineage is a freedman, then yes, you qualify as an FBA. And you also qualify for reparations. You know what I'm saying? Cancel the Gordo MFer. I agree. I told him he's an open, obese op. I'm not racist, but he'll be joining his brother soon. Oh, that's goodness gracious. He might be talking about a big punt. That's a bit much. That's a bit much there. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I just say cancel that nigga. I just say cancel that fat, obese, lying Latino suffering from diabetes. Cancel that nigga. Let me see what they saying. Funny everyone wants to claim. It says funny everyone wants to claim what we do and not give credit. In another 400 years, they will say that the Chinese created rap. You hear this? He said in another 400 years, they will say that the Chinese created rap, and that's pretty much what's happening. And hip hop is actually a microcosm of America. It's a microcosm of America. Ask the average person who built America. They're like, it was white folk. It was some immigrants. See how they go? Think about that. Ask the average person who built America. They're like, it was some white folk. It was some immigrants. The blacks was just some farm equipment. Them same black Americans got over 50,000 patented, 50,000 patents on inventions. Talk's going down. Just got back under the rock you climbed out of. Yeah, I said that myself. Just got back because he tiptoes in and out. They give him that, not backlash, they give him that black lash. He goes back in his lying Latino white enclave, and then his white liberal masters whip him and say, get your white ass back out there and start talking that shit again. He get right back out there again. That's what Joe do. That's what Fat Joe do. New York Browns are not responsible for the creation of hip-hop music in America. I know we got the documentary out. The documentary has already been put out. He's done. Yes, he's done. He's done. He know he's done. I think every comment is basically against Joe. Joe full of cap and lies because black Americans are clearly delineating. They are outlining who they are, and they are not allowing the black Democratic dummies and the lying white liberals and the lying white Latinos to define what they have done, nor define who they are. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. There's a power in naming. There's a power in claiming. I'm for it. This is no disrespect to any of my brothers throughout the black diaspora or any human being throughout the entire world for that matter. But we have to clearly define and regulate some things going forward. Understand? We have to clearly outline and define what it is and what it is not. Who we are and who we are not. And if anybody wants to come up behind me and say who I am and who I am not, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Fat Joe. Go fuck yourself.